be springtime fresh as opposed to just sweating my butt. Hey, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of Camp Wannakiki Season 4, Episode 2. But before we get started, well, I've got some important things to do, like HORRID, drink me. Oh, Jorge, oh, thank you. Ooh, now that's a cosmopolitan. Wait a minute. Why is it fizzy? You don't make cosmopolitans fizzy. Oh, this isn't a cosmopolitan. What is this? Another Kool-Aid teeny? A red Kool-Aid teeny? Your mind astounds me, Jorge. I'm so serious. Well, camp kicked off this week with the Sugarbaker twins debating the relevance of the life skills they were teaching their campers. So they called on their friend, the Eagle Scout, Chicago's own Dita Ritz, to help Camp Counselor Ruthie to teach the campers some survival skills. What's the difference between a life skill and a survival skill, you ask? Well, a life skill teaches you how to, let's say, use an escalator, while a survival skill teaches you how not to die in some horrible accident while using that escalator. See the difference? The campers split up into 3 teams. Team 1 was Flapjack, Clinica Deprecious, and Pola Frost. Team 2 was Hillary Yaz, Opal Essence, and Coleslaw, which, of course, left for Team 3, Lily St. Queer, Coco Sho-Nell, and Deja D Delataro. Of course, the team's camping survival skills were tested, like not tying and starting a fire that boils water, and the team to complete these tasks the quickest, and I'm guessing remain alive, would be this week's camp activity winner. Always the team player, Hillary Yaz was already comparing this week's experience with that time that she didn't want to take gym class and had to go on a canoe trip with people she didn't like instead. And yes, for those of you who are wondering where that statement came from, in Canada, if you don't want to take gym class, you have to go on a canoe trip. Seriously. Can I ask a question? I thought that Hillary said she hasn't been camping in her life. I was on a canoe trip once, and trust me, there was camping. I'm so serious. So, is she a liar? Or did she mean she hasn't been camping in her gay life? Because she's not young. Team 1 seemed to do all right. Clinica surprised herself by completing her knot, and Pola seemed to get all caught up in the idea that they had to tie their knots to sticks. I don't know why. Did you see sticks in the pictures, Pola? Seriously. Team 3 would have done a lot better if Miss Sho-Nell didn't have such a problem completing her knot, which was something Dita took note of when she was assessing the team. Then it was on to the second task, starting a fire to boil water. Teams 1 and 3 made it to the fire pits first to tackle this task. Team 2, still foraging. By foraging, I mean letting Opal do all the heavy lifting. By the way, heavy lifting was my drag queen name in high school. You know, Miss Deja D was serious for a win because she went and took her wig off. Smart girl, even synthetic. That ain't cheap. How'd I know that wig was synthetic? Well, Miss Triple D just threw it down to the ground. Wouldn't treat a human hair wig like that, I'm so serious. Team 2 finally arrived at the fire pits with their spoils, and by spoils, I mean Opal Essence. This didn't seem to go as smoothly as the teams had hoped. Pola kept breaking her matches, and Deja D was so desperate for a spark that she thought gas would help. Her gas. But it didn't, it just blew the flame out. But, surprise, surprise, it was the last team to the pits that got their flame on first, Team 2. Now all they had to do was wait for their water to boil. But a watched pot never boils, and it was Team 1 who was ready to make tea first. Team 3 was close behind, and I think Team 2 is, well, still waiting for their can to boil. That's not a euphemism. And then it was on to the talent show. The Sugarbaker twins were thrilled to have the glamorous Dita Ritz sit in on the judging. On the table tonight, literally, was the glamping badge, but there were only 8 for the remaining 9 queens, so someone was going to be packing up their pup tent tonight. Up first in her best glamping look was Coleslaw, but I feel like she was serving us more of a glamorous Karen complaining to anyone who'll listen as opposed to a glamorous camper. Just me? Still, She was glamorous, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. Lily St. Queer's look took glamping to a burlesque level, and I was totally okay with that, so I gave her a Fingerdoo, seriously. Clinica's glamping look was fabulous, not just because it was beyond glamorous, and not just because it was our first time seeing her without her trademark black and white makeup on. It was her conjoined twin that pushed her over the top for me, seriously. Fingerdoo for Clinica. That's a talented butt crack is all I'm saying. I'm not sure what being a skunk had to do with glamping, but I wish Opal had made more of an effort with her look, especially where that white streak in her hair was concerned. Seriously, finger don't for Opal. I'm sorry, but the best thing about Hillary Yaz's glamping look was the expression on her face. I couldn't stop laughing, but her outfit was nothing to laugh at. Her overstuffed armchair complete with loose change was brilliant, even though I wasn't sure what it had to do with glamping. Still, I gave this look a Fingerdoo. See, Opal, this is how you make an effort. Seriously. I thought Pola's description of her outfit was better than the outfit itself. Still, every bit helps, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. Deja D's tub time look was another one that had nothing to do with glamping, but was too gorgeous not to like. Plus, she poured soap on herself. That's commitment. Possibly something to worry about. Coco Sho-Nell's look was delicious. She looked like one of those pictures of a baby dressed like a flower. Again, not big on the glamping theme, but delightful to behold, so I gave her a Fingerdoo too, just saying. Flapjack's look was cute, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that her look had the least to do with glamping. I mean, no offense, but there's nothing glamorous about eating in a diner. Seriously. But I am going to give her a Fingerdoo for that mini coffee carafe headpiece because, well, poor for a little hat. As the judges deliberated, although I'm not sure how much deliberating they did with Ranger Danger, tempting them with his sweet delights. And yes, Sweet Delights was my drag queen name in high school. The campers compared notes in the rec room. Opal seemed worried. Again, Flappy shared how emotional the daily camp activity was for her this week because her dad was her scoutmaster when she was growing up. Lily shared that she and her husband had started doing drag together, and since their divorce last year, she's been having trouble processing the memories all this campy goodness is bringing up. Bless her heart. Speaking of dredged up memories, Coleslaw was surprised at how much the daily camp activity brought back memories of her camping with her dad. Needless to say, the campers are going through it. Thank goodness Miss Dita Ritz popped by the rec room to spread a little love and support to the campers. I think they all needed it. Back on the main stage, the campers who were moving on to next week were Coleslaw, Lily, Pola, Deja, and Flappy, so they frigged off back to the rec room. That left Hillary and Clinica in the top, which was very emotional for both queens. And after much love from the judges, it was announced that Canada's own Hillary Yaz was this week's winner. Yay to Hillary! Landing in the bottom was Opalescence. No surprise there, I'm sure, but I was sad to see that Coco was in the bottom too. But at the end of the day, Ruthie and the Sugarbaker twins voted unanimously for Coco to stay, and sadly, although not surprisingly for me anyway, it was Opalescence who was the second camper to wend her way back to civilization. Oh, so what do you think? Did the right queen win? Careful, because as a Canadian, the answer is yes. Did the right queen land in the bottom? Did the right queen go home? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And check out the links in my description box for ways you can help support this channel. Until next time, miss me! Seriously, Mark. No, this Kool-Aid Teenie's starting to grow on me. What other colors do you have? Oh, it's so sad to say goodbye to anybody, especially the first couple of weeks. Because you hardly know them, and, you know, it's also about the challenges. Which challenges were they really, really prepared for, and which challenges were they going to get tripped up on? Like, I don't know. I'm so happy that Hillary won. Look at a Canadian rocking it out in the wilds of Ohio. God bless. God bless. She's a Canadian in America.